Yo, what's up, fam? It's your boy Streezy here, and we are back with another PC essential tips guide. So, hopefully this guide will help you. It may or may not. You guys probably know a little bit about computers, I'm sure. Most of you guys are around my age from what I've looked at my YouTube analysts. But yeah, guys, we're going to take a look at some software tips, not really getting into too much hardware today. I will get into hardware in a future video, but today it's just going to be software. If you're coming from console over here to computers, or you just said, you know what, Streezy, I just want to jump straight into computers, man. I don't even want to fool with the console. Like, they cost too much, as you guys know. The prices are getting ridiculous, and you know, people can blame the tariffs and crap, but let's be honest, man. It's pure greed. I don't care what anybody says. It's all a scam, especially the PS5 Pro. To me, it's a scam. But even on the PS4, to me, it was a scam. But I digress. But that's not what this video is about. It is about PC. So let's get straight into the video. Hope you guys like it. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and yeah, let's just get straight into it, man. So first, when you basically set up your computer, it's going to take some time. It's not as quick. It's not as quickly as a console could be. It takes a little bit, but it's not as bad as people turn it out to be. And people got a lot of misconceptions about PCs. People act like you have to have an engineering degree and stuff just to play, but you do not have to have an engineering degree, guys. It is not that bad. Modern computers are a lot way better than they used to be. The reason why is because I've dealt with computers my whole life, and one point in my life, I just refused to go to PC because I just didn't want to deal with it. So maybe this will, again, help you guys. But anyways, let's just dive right into it here. And here is let's blow this up a little bit. So this is, of course, my desktop. So change the background. I ended up adding BattleNet up here because I found out StarCraft 2 was free. I didn't even know that was a thing. But so first, Streezy, like, what do you do here? So first of all, before you even get started with anything, when you boot up Windows, you get into the actual desktop, you want to come down here, click on this. Now this is running on Windows 11. I have not been on every Windows operating system. You got Windows 10, Windows 7, all that stuff, Windows 8. Some of that stuff I was on, some of it wasn't, but this is just covering Windows 11. So what you want to do first is come up here, click on this, and before you do anything, just go click right here, Windows Update. So you want to come right here, check for updates. Let me move my camera down so you guys could see a little bit. Yeah, just check for updates. You know, people make a big deal about, oh, y'all gotta update drivers and stuff all the time. You do not have to do it all the time. Okay, that's another misconception people get. You do get updates quite a bit, but it is just for security. So you'll see it right here. I'm pretty sure a security update will pop up, but it takes less than like 5 seconds, man. There's no, like, it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, again, security intelligence update. Now that you get these all the time, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm gonna be as real as I can. And yeah, so completed. Sometimes you do have to restart your computer. It will say a restart. And if it does, you know, you could do that. Now go to advanced options too, and make sure these optional updates here are at 0. You want to, I would recommend just installing all of it because a lot of it's drivers and stuff like that. So that's where the main stuff is. The rest of the stuff you don't really have to work with. Now you can come through here, your system, Bluetooth devices. You can go through all this stuff if you want to, play around with it, change your background, your fonts and all that. You can do all that. It's really neat. If you guys want to see these type of settings, please let me know. You got Xbox mode. Yeah, if you're on the Xbox, that's a good thing about PC. Like, Xbox and PC are very much integrated together. So, yeah, there's that. Now, again, if you guys, let me move my camera here. Now, if you guys, depending on whether you have an NVIDIA graphics card or an AMD graphics card, there are other graphics cards out there, but if you're, we'll just go by NVIDIA. So if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, you want to come to Google here, and move this over. I already have it installed right here, so this is the app I'm going to be covering. But just go to NVIDIA. I think this is it right here. So yeah, you want to go and just go ahead and download the app if you have a NVIDIA graphics card, and this right here will show up. So there's a reason why I tell you to get this. This will do a lot of driver updates for you. So there's your drivers updates. Windows Updates has it too. So make sure you get this. Again, if you have a NVIDIA graphics card, right here you could tweak the settings. If you don't want to do it manually in your games, you could just sit right here and optimize it. It will automatically optimize it to the best what your computer can handle. So keep that in mind. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put it down in the comment section below. So yeah, before we even leave the NVIDIA app, I wanted to show you guys right quick before we leave it. You can sign up for it. It does have a subscription service, kind of like Game Pass. So if your computer isn't up to par on, your hardware, you could just stream games. Of course, it's a monthly subscription like Game Pass, but if you don't have the hardware and you don't feel like, spending a bunch of money on hardware, you could just, you could literally stream games through here. So that is a pretty cool option you could do. Of course, you guys know me. I'm not real huge on subscriptions. Never really was. I try to limit that stuff as much as I can. But yeah, after that, though, guys, after you get the NVIDIA app and you update your drivers and everything's updated, all right? Everything is updated. Now, this right here, you guys may or may not see this. You can get even apps for your monitors. So I have a LG Ultra Gear. It's 144 hertz. This is the actual... Now, this does the same thing on that like my button has underneath. It's got a little knob. You could tweak the settings. But this, I only got this, though, because of, to firmware updates, really. But same way with the NVIDIA app. You don't have to sign up to download drivers or anything. You don't have to do none of that. But yeah. But after that, you want to just click on this thing right here again. You want to add or remove programs. Now, I would recommend this right after you get all your updates done. And just go through here and find out what you don't need. Because Windows, for some reason... I think they're coming out with a huge update, though, in the future. I think they got a lot of backlash recently for AI stuff and all this other stuff. But just go through here and just uninstall stuff you don't need. It will slow down your computer if you don't over time. And you will gather a lot of files over time. So just go through here, start uninstall it. Not everything, obviously, but... do your research first before you uninstall anything, because you don't want to uninstall something and your computer just completely, evaporates into thin air. You know what I'm saying? So, now I will say, don't fool with the Norton, the McAfee, I think it's called. Don't mess with the antiviruses. They're totally useless. They take up too many resources, and you just simply don't need them. You don't need a VPN. Like, Microsoft Defender will work fine. I will show you. It comes pre-installed. It is totally free. You don't have to pay a thing for this. For basic users, it has all that stuff already, and it's completely free. It comes pre-installed with every Windows 11 update. Don't fool with them. Uninstall them. Get rid of them. Some of them do come with 3 months with that, and my computer came with 3 months of Norton and Game Pass, so obviously I did use it up till the trial ended, then I just uninstalled it. You don't need it. Don't need it. Modern computers work fine without them. As long as you don't go to, dirty websites and stuff, you'll be fine. But yeah, come in here, delete any bloatware you may not need. But again, do your research. Don't just come in here and start uninstalling stuff for no reason. Usually if it's got a Microsoft or a Windows thing on here, I wouldn't recommend uninstalling that. You could uninstall a driver. Or like this NVIDIA stuff you see here, right here. I wouldn't, if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, don't delete those either, because, like I said, you end up messing that stuff up. But some of this Microsoft stuff you can delete, like Microsoft Clipchamp. That's just some editing software that came with the thing. I think they're getting to where you can delete the AI stuff, so I do believe you could do that. But again, a lot of the Microsoft stuff I personally don't delete just because I'm, you know, it's not hurting anything on my computer. This is mainly my gaming computer, and it's also my work machine as well. So, yeah, man. So, okay, Streezy, we did all that. Now what do we do? So, go to the Microsoft store here. Go down here, down to downloads. This is basically like your Android app store from iPhone, stuff like that. Basically the same thing, but on Windows. So check for updates here. Update everything in here. Yeah, there's a lot of updating, man. Now, you're not going to be doing this as much once you get all the initial updates out. Again, you'll get mainly security, but you will have occasional updates in here, like Spotify, you know. Like I said, it's just like your phone. Again, you can come in here, download themes, like I was saying earlier, with your fonts and stuff. See, some of this stuff you can pay for. A lot of it's pretty cool because it does have like gaming stuff you could do. And all this stuff is, most of the stuff is free. You don't have to pay for anything. So, it has a lot more customization than, say, like the PlayStation store. You know, you got your little avatar here you can customize and all that. It just has a lot more options when it comes to that. And again, PC is an open platform, so no company on here has any control over you. So again, it's not like Microsoft and PlayStation can tell you what to do, how to play games and stuff like that. So after that, anyways, again, I digress. You can download your favorite social media apps down here. As you can see, I got Threads, I got Instagram Reels, all that stuff. You can get this stuff from that Microsoft store. So into the gaming. So Streezy, how do I get into the gaming? Well, I'm about to show you. So let's blow this up a little bit, move it down here. So what you want to do is go to Microsoft Edge or Chrome. Now you can download Chrome, you can download other browsers like the Firefox, I forget what it's called. But if you want to start with games, I would recommend Steam. That would be my first one I would recommend. This is my go-to for gaming. Of course, you don't have to, but this is what mainly everybody has. So what you want to do, just bring up the Steam website. It also has an app on your phone you can download. Just go up here and hit install Steam. Right here, it'll say install Steam. Of course, it'll have a file right here. You just open it up and there it is. Of course, I'm not going to do that because I already have it. So when you do that, you install it, you open the file, you extract the files. Boom, there it is. So there is Steam. You go ahead, create an account like you would on, you know, the consoles. And yeah, there it is, Steam. Then you can start browsing for games, adding your library, come in here, create your own little profile here, start uploading. You know, just browse around, look at the community, talk to people, make friends. I've already made a ton of friends on here, as you can see right here. Got like 29 friends I've made. And everybody in the PC community is cool for the most part, man. I haven't had any issues. I haven't had any... So I do take that back. I did have one instance. One guy. I've been on here for quite a while, but I only had one instance where this PC elitist, I call them elitist, man, but they'll always act like their stuff's always better than yours. They'll always tell you, try to tell you what to do and stuff. Just ignore those guys. They will, they'll always think they're better than you and stuff. But I did have one guy. You guys know I have a gaming laptop, and yeah, he's like, man, you got a gaming laptop. You need to get you a desktop, dude. Those things suffer in performance and stuff. I'm like, the hell you say? You want to pay for it? So I'm like, no, dude. As long as your hardware does what you want it to do, that's all that matters. Don't listen to other people. Now, if you want to go in the community tab here and ask for questions and stuff, that's fine. But don't let anybody tell you that your stuff is crap, because at the end of the day, it's what you like. It's what, you know, it's what you're dealing with, man. So if you like how your stuff is running, like me, this laptop runs fine. I'm able to edit my videos. I'm able to play the games I want to play. I don't play a lot of AAA games, so that whole me needing to upgrade all the time, it's just it doesn't affect me because I play a lot of indie games, and yeah, that's another thing with misconception with PC. People think you have to upgrade your hardware every year. That is not true. You only have to upgrade your hardware if you feel like your stuff is outdated or it's slowing down your computer. Or you have instances like this. Let me give you an example. So the biggest thing is know your hardware. Really study your hardware. That I would say that's the biggest learning curve with PC, is just learn your hardware. Here's Uncharted, the Legacy Collection. But if you come in here, I say study your hardware because you want to come down here, and it's always going to have this stuff right here. It'll always have minimum specs and recommended specs. Now, the difference between the two is the minimum specs, your game will run, okay? It'll be like the Xbox Series S, though. It's not going to run the greatest. It's not going to have the best graphics, but it'll run. It's not going to, you know, again, it's the minimum specs. You know what I mean? Now, the recommended specs is what you want to aim for if you want the best quality. So, anything recommended and higher, you know, you can have very high frame rates and high graphics and stuff like that. But the minimum is, again, it's going to be like a Xbox Series S. Again, if you think your stuff's outdated, go ahead and upgrade your computer. But as long as, you know, it does what you want it to do, that's all that matters. So, yeah. So, with that being said, guys, obviously Steam's not the only storefront. As you guys know, I've showed you guys several videos, or not several videos. The storefront video I posted, I will leave it up here and link to the eye in the sky here. You guys could go check it out. But you do have these other ones right here. You have Ubisoft Connect. A lot of these are used for launchers. They're not really storefronts. Epic Games Launcher, I know a lot of people, they just don't like Epic Games Launcher, which is fine. But this storefront has exclusives, and it's always giving games away for free. I don't have a problem with it. I don't really buy games on here. A lot of people don't. They just come in here, get the free games, and then they go back to Steam. So it's not a bad storefront, but as you can see, it's very bare bones. There is really nothing to it. Again, I don't really want to get into the storefronts too bad because we already kind of covered this. I got a lot of these games for free. As you can see from the last store video, man, just the amount of games I've gotten since then is crazy. Epic Game Store is good for free games if that's what you want. So, yeah, let's move on from that, man. So, when it comes to the storefronts, guys, you see all these. These are the ones I use. Obviously, you could just go to Google and just look up PC storefronts to download. It'll tell you, I'm pretty sure it'll tell you the games that are on that storefront and stuff like that, because you do have some that are, you know, that's exclusive to that platform, like Epic Games. It's got Fortnite, I think Rocket League, and what, that Falls Guys Knockout or whatever. And Steam has like Half-Life, Counter-Strike, Dota, Team Fortress. They got their own exclusives, man. So, EA. And then you've got all these launchers you have to install if you want to play third party. Not all of them do, but some of them do. So, you have to have some of these, you know, launchers to just run the game through Steam or whatever. So, keep that in mind. You can also buy it from the actual store itself. Again, we already covered that, so I won't get real big into that. I want to show you guys a little trick that I found out. I'm gonna show you here in just a second, and let's check it out. All right, guys. So just a quick little tip. When you do have a gaming computer, make sure if you have a DisplayPort HDMI, make sure you take that cord and plug it from your monitor or your TV, whatever it is. Take that and plug it straight into your graphics card port, because there's going to be a bunch of ports on the back, but you're going to have one going into the motherboard. This is desktop. One's going to go into the motherboard, one's going to the graphics card. You need to plug that into the graphics card, because what's going to happen is if you plug it into the motherboard, you'll probably get a black screen because the display is through the graphics card. So with mine as a laptop, I'm going to show you here in a second, but Mine's a little different because, like I said, the form factor is different. So I got a USB-C USB-C slot on the side that you could use to display port into the monitor, but the problem with that is that goes strictly to my motherboard, so it's not going to get the best performance. The HDMI is in the back. That's where my graphics card is, so that's what I do. I just route the I just route it in the back. So what is the difference between a display port and an HDMI port? Not much. So if you use I think it's a 2.1 HDMI, you'll get 4K, and I want to say it's a 1.4 2.1 display port. You'll get basically the same thing. I'm not an expert on that stuff, so hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's a huge difference. But for PC gaming in general, it's usually a display port. It's kind of like an HDMI port, but it's supposed to have better performance. So, but I am going to show you guys my little setup here and show you now what I have to do in order to do that. Now, every computer is different now, so keep that in mind. So here we go, guys. So everybody's laptop is different. I don't know if this is for everyone, but here is my HDMI port. It goes directly into my graphics card behind here. And this right here, I do have a display port for it, but that goes into my motherboard. So obviously you're going to want to put it into the back of it, so that way you'll get the best performance and you won't get a black screen. Sometimes you can get a black screen when it goes into the motherboard. Well, alright guys, that'll probably pretty much, I think I covered the essential things. Obviously there are a lot of things I can get into, but overall that's mainly the biggest thing if you just want to get into PC gaming in general. And it really just depends on you, man. It depends on you, what you want out of your computer. Do you want to just game on it? If you're just using it for strictly gaming, I don't know if it would be worth it. It's hard to say though, because I use it for multiple different things, but I don't know. I can't recommend it if you're just strictly want to game, casually game, and maybe watch Netflix. Like, a console is going to be your best bet. I am a person, like, I want you guys to get the best money, best value out of your money. And if you guys, like I said, if you're just strictly want to game, besides the subscription services, high prices, and all this other crap I've talked to, tried to take a dump on consoles, it really just depends on you, man. You could buy consoles used, you could buy your games used. I just refuse to go back to a console just because, like I said, I just don't value them anymore. They lost their value to me. And plus, I use my computer for a lot of things, not just gaming. I like mods. That's a guy's 10 reasons I gave you guys before in the last few videos. I use mods, I do taxes, I do my schoolwork on here, run the businesses through here, do my video editing and stuff. And you don't have to have a full-blown huge desktop. You don't have to spend $6,000-$7,000 on a computer, okay? You can get yourself a laptop. They suffer from performance though, okay? I got a laptop. I've told you guys this in previous videos. Laptops do suffer for performance, but it's almost like a console. You get everything included. I would still recommend a mouse outside of everything else because it does come with a camera. It comes with the keyboard, trackpad, all that stuff. So all you need is a mouse and you're ready to go. You do have to keep it plugged up into the wall though if you want to play games. Of course, you can walk around without it. But I would just use that for like web browsing and stuff. And then you have mini PCs. They're kind of like these really tiny Roku boxes. I talked about that. You can plug it up to a monitor. I'm not sure as far as performance goes on those things because they're not that old. They just started doing those and they're a really good choice too. And then you got the handhelds like the Steam Deck, the Lenovo Legion Go, and you could just take those on the go and basically like a console experience too. But the best performance and just the best of the best is going to be a desktop. It is going to be the most expensive too though, but it is upgradable. You could switch out any components. You don't have to buy, a new PC every 6-7 years like you do a console. You could just upgrade the parts. But outside of that, guys, I don't want to get too much into the hardware. We'll make another video on that if you guys want to see it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more PC tips and tricks like this. And yeah, guys, Hope this helped out, and we'll see you in the next one. I love you all. Take care. Peace.